Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a really interesting knife unboxing to share with you guys. Just an unboxing and first impressions, not a review. But this is a combination. This is Remette, Blade HQ, and Brandon Beecher. So pretty cool. Can't wait to check this out. I've actually seen a couple of videos of this and it looks very interesting. To my knowledge, this is available, so I will link it down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Thanks to Blade HQ for supplying this knife, for me to take a look at. I'm very familiar with Remette. I can't always remember, does this just, we're just gonna take that off there, okay. This is the part that comes out. There was a, come on now. Come on, little guy. I don't want to rip it, but it's just supposed to... There we go. So, this is the Cathedral. Love the font. Very nice. Yes. So, if you remember Brandon Beecher's model with... Was it Civivi? I think it's the Headbanger. So, this is like a premium Brandon Beecher model. Oh, boy. I immediately like... the textured type. Oh my goodness, are we gonna have a special baby here? Are we gonna have something with a super special baby finish? We got that Timascus on the pocket clip. We got that Timascus on the back spacer. Oh yes. This is the, hold on. Wait. Let me just clean it off. Let me clean it off. Yeah, oh, that's so good. Couple of things here. Couple of reasons why this is a big deal. Number one, it's very shiny and black. This is DLC. This is not paint or whatever coating. You know, if you're not familiar with the knife world, there's whatever they coat knives at the gas station in, which is paint. It's just garbage. It's just like liquid garbage that's been blackened and attached to a blade. And then there's a lot of like titanium nitride, titanium carbonitride, and some of these can only be colors and some of them can be black. There's the TICN, whatever Spyderco uses, actually really high-end stuff. There's an enormous number of PVD coatings, and technically DLC, and not technically, but factually DLC is applied via a PVD process, but when the letters DLC are in the title, the name there of the knife, that is an absolute top tier coating. Might be some arguments to be made for Ballon at Mayura, but I haven't really, there's not a lot of research on that yet. This, obviously, you can mirror polish a blade and then apply a DLC coating, and what you end up with is a mirror DLC. And what people are always afraid of with mirror polishes is, oh my gosh, it's going to scratch up easy, I'm going to be afraid to use it. Well, when DLC is applied, DLC is so unbelievably durable that it is very, very hard to scratch this blade, even with it being mirror polished. So that's special. I mean, this is essentially, like, it's almost a perfect true mirror. The other reason that this is a big deal, I absolutely love this, by the way. Like, the Headbanger was cool. This is absolutely killer. The other reason that this is a big deal is Remette is saying, yes, we can do these black mirror finishes on DLC. We can do that. Now, a few companies have proven that they're, of course, willing and able to do a satin DLC, which is awesome, because DLC coatings for a long time, up until very recently, were just kind of only exclusive to a few brands, and then everybody else was doing PVD or Cerakote, right? Cerakote's another coating that is decent, but not as good as DLC. And then we started seeing, like Remette did like a stone-washed, high-polished DLC. Ooh, beautiful, right? Of course, CKF was doing the mirror stuff, but only if you're willing to pay the super special edition price. I was, multiple times. Poikilo also doing a very high-polished DLC, if you're willing to pay a super duper special, super big boy price tag. I like this because I would venture to guess, as much as it's probably a pretty good upcharge, but I'll bet you Remette doesn't charge quite as much. Still going to be a very, very expensive, product, But I bet Remette is going to pull the reins back a little bit and say, hey, whoa, we can do this for less, which is good. I always like that because then I can reference and say, why are you guys charging X amount, if this is a Chinese, because this is a Chinese product, right? And CKF, if you didn't know, Chinese products. Some finished work and customization is done in Slovakia, but the product is largely Chinese. It's Kevin John, if you don't know that, factually. So what's cool about this is we can point to this and reference it and say, if Remette is doing it for this, then we shouldn't be charging X amount for this. And it should, as other companies gain this capability, it should sort of set a bar for what the community expects as far as, pricing goes. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe this is a freaking $900 pocket knife. I mean, I'd really doubt it, right? But I would hope that we would see, a more reasonable price tag. This is still an expensive finish, and it's still an expensive process, for sure, right? It's not like they can just put this in a machine and go beep, beep, boop, 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 boop. Black Mirror, wow. Now, at least not yet, right? It still has production costs. But as far as this goes, this is freaking awesome. It might not be everybody's cup of tea as far as the aesthetic, but I absolutely love it. And my absolute favorite finish is a black DLC mirror. So, yeah, this is a knife for me. I always joke about, like, with the headbanger from Brandon Beecher, I said, I'm not sure specifically what is heavy metal about this, but it's however it applies in his head, right? The whole genre of like hard, heavy music is split into an obnoxious number of subcategories. And as I stated, in that last video, I'm sure Brandon himself is a wonderful person. But if you ever want to meet a more insufferable group or groups of people, talk about the people who relentlessly split heavy metal into an infinite number of like subgenres. Oh my God. I honestly would rather swallow a cactus than talk to somebody like that. I love metal. And instead of going through the process of, trying to understand exactly what subgenre of metal it is and label it properly, I just call it metal. And sometimes that bothers people. And I'm okay with that because the people that it bothers are some of the most insufferable people on the planet. So as an enjoyer of metal and many, many, many subcategories that I am unwilling to name, I apologize that, that the people who like the same music, I'm going to apologize for those people because they suck to talk to. But on the flip side of that, heavy metal and the way that you interpret it as heavy, right? If you categorize it as heavy metal, there are people who will tell me, like, for example, I had a guy tell me one time, and there'll be somebody in the comments who will say the same thing. I'm not allowed to call August Burns Red heavy metal. I have to call it metalcore. And I would say to anybody who would say the same, in the middle, I want you to imagine in the middle of you saying that is me shoving just a really thick pumpkin pie into your face and you being muffled in that process. That's what I think about that. But I just sort of label it that way. And for the same reason, I would imagine Brandon Beecher sort of interpreted heavy metal, how it interprets to, the visuals of a pocket knife. This is what came out the other end. Now, this one in particular, being a mirror polished black DLC, that sort of black liquid look, that definitely does, and the fact that it is literally made of metal, that kind of, fits with his theme, I think, a little bit better than the, the headbanger. I think this looks really, really cool. Mostly joking around about the heavy metal stuff, but boy, they are. Anybody in here who was ever like, as a kid, I remember starting off with like Limp Bizkit, System of a Down. Like, obviously these are not, metal bands, but we just call for just to be lazy about it, right? And then you get it. I got into Godsmack, Lamb of God, and then there were a number of things. I went through the super crazy Dimmu Borgir stuff, and I've gotten into, a million bands in between, and now like Lorna Shore and Sinestha. But I still enjoy, some lighter stuff. But you remember, if you're like me, if you grew up with a lot of those bands, Linkin Park, right? You ran into somebody. If you went to a concert, you ran into one of those hardcore, super snobby, obnoxious people who would be like, that's actually the wrong subgenre. It's referred to as crabcore. Hate it. How to get punched in the face the fastest. How to get punched in the face by a spiked medieval gauntlet the fastest. Unbelievable. Anyways, super cool. I really like this. I wonder if Blade HQ expected this rant. I have to imagine Blade HQ and whoever else sends me stuff are like, we just kind of have to accept if he goes off on a tangent. We just have to accept. This is awesome, though. I like it. I'm probably going to keep this one. Let's go ahead and measure it real quick. Overall length of the Cathedral. Cool name, by the way. 8¼ inches. Blade length 3.75 or, yeah, I'm going to do 3.75. Cutting edge 3.35. Super cool, man. Super duper cool. Like it a lot. Expect a full length review. That's going to be it for today, though. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. If you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.